Good morning. So I said I would come up here this morning and I would film a Get Ready With Me, a live on how I apply my makeup. I do have one sleeping baby and a 3-year-old running around somewhere, so there may be interruptions. Which reminded me, I need to make sure I can see this. I can hear said sleeping baby because I can't see him. So let me just see if anybody's going to come on. I have girls just want to have fun stuck in my head right now. Okay. So I have already washed and moisturized. I had to think. See, I'm really tired. This is what happens when you have a baby. Although last night was a good night. He did 3-hour intervals, guys. How sad is it that that equals a good night for an 8-month-old? I already washed and moisturized my face. I have not primed it. Primer is going to depend on your skin type. So if you're oily, you are going to want to prime your face with a different primer than, say, someone who has normal or dry skin. So I have drier skin, drier normal. I try really hard to keep it moisturized, so it ends up being more in the normal. But if I just do nothing, it ends up being dry. It won't go oily. So what I would do is different than what somebody else would do. So if you have oily skin, for example, I would suggest, oops, I just dropped my sponge on the floor. I'm gonna have to get that later. I would suggest like a pore filling primer to kind of fill in your pores and kind of soak up the oil underneath. The great thing about cream products is that they sit and they melt into your skin. So that's going to be really helpful. Another thing you could try is a setting spray, which is what I use to prime my face. And it gives like a tacky feeling on the skin. And that tacky feeling on the skin is going to help all makeup kind of stick to it. And it's going to make sure that everything adheres properly. I had to think of the correct words because, again, no sleep. So what I'm going to do is I am out of like legit all of my setting sprays and I'm waiting for my mascara one to come in the mail. I'm super excited about it because I've used it and it's amazing. So I only have Max Fix Plus, but you're going to have to wait 1 second because I need the thing that fell. I'm back. So I'm going to use my perfector, and this is how I prep my face. How everybody preps their face is going to be slightly different, and there are a bunch of tips and tricks depending on what kind of a complexion you have. If anybody's here, say hi, because let me know you're here, because then I can talk to you. Anyways, so I like legit, you can see I have the world's smallest amount in here, so I have to go like this. So I personally spray on my damp perfector. And this perfector, guys, oh my goodness. So much better than my Morphe or my Real Technique one. And it's literally the same price. There we go. And then I take that spray and I just pounce it into my skin. And it creates like a tacky base. It's also moisturizing, which I am a huge fan of. But our setting spray is so much better. I have used a friend of mine a few times, and the makeup always stays so long whenever I use it. It is amazing. So I'm just pouncing this in, not even hard pressure. See, that's hard. This is light. So it's just pouncing it into the skin. And the farther back you hold on your beauty blender or perfector, in this case, for heads up for doing makeup in general, the less product it'll pick up and the more coverage you'll get. Which, if you're like me and you're a full coverage gal, I'm all about that life. Okay. I need a sip of coffee. I literally just woke up about 40 minutes ago. All right. So now I'm going to start with my highlight. How everybody does their highlight is different. I, as you can see, have a lot of red all over my face. And when I touch my face, it goes red. So like if I were to do like this in like 3 minutes, that swipe right there is going to go red. I just have that kind of a face. So I like to, see, look, it's already going right there. I like to hide as much of the redness as possible. So I'm going to start with a color called June, which has green in it. And you don't have to do this extra step. It really depends. I just happen to like the way it looks on my skin. And so I'm just going to go through and I'm going to cover up redness. So I'm going to show you how little you need. Let me take that back up. And I didn't realize how little you needed because I have literally destroyed one of my old ones by like using way too much product and I didn't understand and I figured it out. So literally, it's the smallest amount of product. And because it is so pigmented, it goes a really long way. And you just lightly tap it into the skin. This is called like a stippling motion. You're just going to stipple it in. Now, personally, I love this side better for my highlight, but they suggest doing it this way. So I'm just going to show you the way they suggest on one side and the way I like to do it on the other. Because everybody's different. A lot of people actually prefer the other way. And I don't know, can you see the difference? You probably can't because of said light. Okay, there we go. You see the difference? It just totally corrects that red. This is literally the best lighting in the house, so I apologize if you can't see everything. And I'm literally just bouncing it into the skin. The littlest amount goes such a long way. Now, if you have like random red zits like that, dot it on. And this video is going to be longer because I'm going to be explaining what I'm doing. But you can do this way faster than what I'm doing right now. Okay, so that's my bottom on. Because I'm doing this one side each, I'm going to show you the two separate ways you could do it. So my color that I use is called Aura. And it's right here. And I am going to pick some up on this brush. Dab, 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 dab. And it's a great primer for your eyelid. It just leaves a nice little base. I'm going to put this guy back. I'm going to pick this guy back up back where they belong so I don't lose them because I drop things. And you're just going to highlight what's known as the triangle of light. So the triangle of light is like this. There you go. I'm trying to do this backwards. And these are the areas where the light hits your face, and that's why we highlight those areas. It makes you look more awake and brighter. Some people prefer a brighter under eye, and so they use a lighter color under their eyes. Some people don't care. I am one of those people, but I haven't done anything about it. So I'm literally just highlighting the high points. And I'm taking my highlight and putting it onto my temple. But if you notice, I am not bringing it all the way up because that's where my contour is going to go. Your contour goes where you'd like to create shadows on your face. That's literally my highlight. I have spots on my face. Your contour goes where you like to create shadows. So I like to look thinner. That is my favorite thing to do. It is something that I'm all about. And the great thing about contouring is that it can do that for you. So I'm going to take, I keep debating, I change my contour color every day. So I have these ones right here. So I have walnut, ash, olive, and indigo. Indigo is typically for darker skin tones. Hold on, this is just gonna drive me nuts. So much better. For darker skin tones, but on a very light hand, you can use it on a paler skin tone, and occasionally I use indigo because I'm just that special. Okay, so I'm going to use ash. I'm going to pick up a little bit on my brush. And this is where everybody gets super nervous, but you don't need to. There's a reason my hair's up. Okay, and you're gonna wanna find your cheekbone. So your cheekbone is right here. I'm pushing on it. And you want to contour right there, and that's how you get that defined look. A lot of people will say push on it to find it, but as you can see, I pushed, and look, I'm already red. I use my ear, so use this angle. I'm trying to do it like this. You push it in. And you're literally creating a shadow. And pick up enough product. So I like a dark contour. And you're gonna stop right about there. So see where your eye hits? So I haven't gone enough. I'm gonna keep going in. And do you see the difference? How it just created a line, and that's it not blended, so it doesn't look like that when you're done. And over here I'm like, blah. And over here I'm like, ooh, so chiseled and pretty. I also like to take it on my temple and the sides of my face. If you've ever done Bare Minerals, it's like that 3. I hear a child, so they may come. And then I really like to appear chiseled. I really do. I'm all about that life. So I go here right by my earlobe, down and under. And this is going to thin out the face. And if you have a very square face, it's going to add a wee bit more dimension. But I'm all about getting rid of this guy down here because he and I are not friends. Didn't invite him. And you just bring that down. Now there's 2 ways you could blend this out. He's coming, just so you know. Hello, mommy's working, what's up? Georgie and Buttercup are working too? Oh, okay, so this is, you could take your blender, your beauty blender, your perfector sponge, and just pounce it in, and it's gonna help blend everything together. So it went from being super harsh to now just a shadow, and same thing goes up here. Leave the kitty alone, please, sweetheart.
Oh, it's Mickey Mouse.
Well, you can watch Mickey Mouse later. Go downstairs and play, please.
Okay.
Okay.
I will watch Mickey Mouse.
You can also highlight, contour your nose on the side to kind of make it a little thinner, and under your lip to make it a little bit juicier. I was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, so that's one way. I'm going to wipe off the color off my brush, and I'm going to show you the way I like to do it most times, and it's way faster in my opinion. Yeah?
I go play downstairs first. I go watch Mickey Mouse.
Okay, you go play downstairs and then I will turn Mickey Mouse on in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I love you.
I gotta play some food to watch Mickey Mouse check.
Yes, you do. Okay, so I've done nothing to this side of my face.
I'm watching Mickey Mouse running.
Okay, go downstairs. Okay, so because I've done nothing, I'm going to show you how I would do it with the opposite end. I'm going to pick up a tad bit of June, and I'm just going to push it in. And because I am personally more comfortable using a fatter end of the brush, just because, I don't know, I used to always apply my makeup with a beauty blender, so a bigger size just is easier for me. This takes me way less time. You're just pushing it into the skin. See, literally just did that color correcting. And now I'm going to take Aura. And there you go. And you see how that just changed the game? And down here. And I'm going to do slightly more full coverage on this side. Okay, and that's my highlight done. And this is why I like to use this side for the contour, because I personally like a chiseled contour. Like a chiseled contour. So pick this guy up. Trying to get my angles right. There we go. And the contour is like a facelift. It's not, or as I heard somebody call it, it's like a push-up bra for the face. It just adds a tad bit of dimension, and it makes your face appear thinner and higher. So if you have sagging face, this is something you're going to love. The older you get, the more you want to be lifted, I've noticed. Because I'm all about being lifted now, and I could have cared less 15 years ago. And I bring it down because my neck is literally super pasty. Like, super pasty. Okay. And then you just blend it in with a beauty blender. Now you could blend it in with these. Just kind of lifting it up and smudging it in. I am sorry that the lighting on this side is so bad. But literally, we have like clouds today in California. Go figure. It's like cloudy, a high of 67. I'm like, what the heck? What happened to my nice weather? I liked my nice weather. Okay. So, as you saw, I also did this on my eyes. So you can use the highlight as a eyeshadow primer. And here on my eye. It's not coming off. And when you do that, you can also add shadows on top of it. And I'll talk about those in a second. There it goes. Okay. Let's see if this guy wants. These are my blushes and my illuminators that I currently have. I personally, the bright pink one and I are in a beginning relationship. I don't use bright pink blushes usually. So I'm going to take Bare right there. And I'm going to take it on. This is our B squared brush. And so this is kind of like just what you use to put blush on. Okay, make sure you have a good angle. And you're really just gonna put on the apples, but I don't like a bright cheek. Personally, I like it a little bit farther back. So most people would start there on the apple. I start a little bit further back on the apple. And you just pat it on. And you really don't need a lot because they're super pigmented. And I know it's really subtle, but I like a subtle blush. Other people love a bright blush, and if that's you, rock it. I personally have red cheeks, and rocking a bright blush makes me feel like I didn't cover up my red cheeks. And then the last step to doing the face, because there's other things you can use these products for, and I'm going to show you, is our Illuminator. And I have Pearl, and it just gives you a candlelit glow from within. And did you see how that just like, ba-bam? It's a lot more subtle in person, but because of the lighting right there, it's very bright. And I'll take a picture afterwards so you can see kind of what it looks like. More natural light. Got blush on there. And then when you highlight atop the Cupid's bow, it defines it more, which is why I'm a fan of that. Okay, and that is my face. Now, we also have an amazing setting powder, but you can use any setting powder that you have. I'm going to use it because it's right here and it fits in this beautiful little case. And you only want to set the places where you get oily or where you feel like you touch your face or it might rub off. So I always end up touching right there. So I'm just going to set it a little bit. And I always seem to need it on my nose. I'm going to put that right there. And right there. Right there. And you can follow with a bronzer. We have an amazing cream bronzer, or you can use a powdered bronzer on top. Totally up to you. Now, these products are great because you can use them for multiple things. And this is going really long. I'm going to show you how I can use my contour to fill in my eyebrows. And that'll be super fast. So I'm just using an Eco Tools brush. It's an eyebrow brush. And I'm just going to literally just stroke it in there. And I'm not drawing anything extra on. I am literally just going over where my eyeshadow hairs are. And do you see the difference? You don't need a lot. This Eco Tools brush was like $3 at Target, and it comes with a little spoolie that I can't seem to find, but you always want a spoolie afterwards because that will blend it in more. And I'm actually growing my eyebrows thicker, so that's why they're going to look a little crazy. There we go. And the nice thing about cream products is if you go a little ham, just use your little finger. And it disappears until it sets in. And the other thing I just wanted to show is you can use our lip and cheek for lipstick. And since it's right here, I'm going to take Bare. On my lips. And then I'm going to touch it up with a little bit of pink grapefruit on top. And because I set this here, I'm just going to show this really quickly. I don't have a brown mascara eyeshadow, but I have a brown Makeup Geek, but I'm going to show you the size difference. me open this guy. Okay. This is my Makeup Geek shadow. Same size as like a MAC shadow. This is my mascara one. This is 2.3 grams. This is 5 grams. Massive difference. Just as pigmented, more products, you don't have to purchase as much. And I'm just going to add a slight contour on my face, on my eyes. Like that. Windshield wiper motions back and forth. And then circular motions to blend it out. And all this is doing is just creating like a slight contour really on your eye to create dimension. And I'm not really going to do anything else. I might put eyeliner on later, but that's it. You know, you have to make a match. And I'm crazy like that. So there you go. Okay. And that's literally it. And I know it's a long tutorial, but that's really just because I was walking through it. If I just literally sat down and did it, it would be 5-10 minutes tops. And the more you do it, the faster you get at it. And it's super simple. Literally the makeup comes with a diagram and it shows you where to contour, where to put your blush, all of that stuff. And the owner, founder, Maskcara, she literally just puts it all on and then blends it out later. I'm high maintenance, so I do it first. Oh, there's a cat right there. If you have any questions, let me know. I would love to answer them for you. And I hope you guys have a great day.